Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be talking about smart homes. So I have worked with Google Home in the past and was used to set up all my smart devices earlier. I've moved to Apple Home infrastructure quite some time ago, and despite of the initial challenges I had to set all of it up, so far I'm loving that setup. So which smart home infrastructure is the best? There are many factors which can be considered in making this choice, such as cost, time involved, and so on and so forth. But the most important factor that you need to consider is what platform is most of your family members using. If most of them are on Android, I will highly recommend going for a Google Home setup. If most of them are on Apple products, then I would definitely recommend getting everyone set up with the Apple Home and the HomeKit setup. My family, as far as I'm concerned, most of us have iPhones and iPads, so that's why for me the sensible choice to make was going for a Apple Home infrastructure. And remember, even if most of you are on iPhones and maybe one or two people are on Androids, you can still go ahead and set up everything on the Apple Home, but get the Android user the native app for the device. For example, if it's a Tuya device, you can probably download the Tuya app specifically to control the device on a separate platform. So there are always workarounds which you can incorporate all the devices and everything. However, if you set up a device in one Apple Home app, it's going to get shared with everyone using the Apple Home, and the same for the Google Home. So if you set up a device in one Google Home, it's going to be shared across all the people, all the users of that Google Home, which is why having more devices with the common platform is very important in making your smart home choice. Now, if we look at the cost between Google products and Apple products, the Google products have always been more cost effective than Apple products. However, this cost should not be the only factor in deciding whether you want to have your smart home setup as a Google or a Apple. You can always buy cheaper smart home devices and use bridges to connect those devices across platforms. So for example, you can have a Tuya device which is not compatible with HomeKit and have a bridge such as either a Homebridge or a Home Assistant, which can act as a middleman between your Tuya device and your Apple Home, and it can be used to add that Tuya device to your Apple Home. Just a brief about the bridges. These are platforms which help you integrate smart home devices under one app. So I have used Homebridge in the past, which I used to use for integrating my Tapo devices, my Ring doorbell, all of those things, and use them to connect them to my Apple Home. I was facing some challenges in connecting some specific devices, so I gave a try to Home Assistant, and Home Assistant has actually overcome all the shortfalls that I had in my setup. This is no way in comparison that Homebridge is better than Home Assistant or vice versa. It is just that for me, when I tried my setup, Home Assistant provided more connectivity to devices that I have owned as compared to Homebridge. So that was my deciding factor. I'll of course go over the pros and cons for the two platforms, two integration platforms, and you can make a choice from there. So what does my smart home look like? So my smart home, I had started buying the devices for it since years ago, and that is why when I tried to integrate them, I had a lot of challenges because they were all either quite old, some were new, some were outdated, hard to find support and help for. However, through a lot of online research, I managed to find to make them all work with my current home setup. My current home setup is my hub, which is a Apple HomePod. I've installed two of those. You can do with one. I got two just because I was getting a good deal on it, so that's the only reason. The bridge that I'm using is Home Assistant, and the Home Assistant is actually set up on a Raspberry Pi 4. My lights are generic HomeKit accessories. They are Kogan. My power plugs are BrightSmart, Tuya, Kogan. My air conditioning system is from Carrier. However, the Carrier actually uses Midea API. So that was a good learning step for me, and I can share all the details with you in the upcoming videos. The smart home conversion devices were from Meross. Meross, again, it's from AliExpress. Meross is basically a little dongle that comes, which you attach in between your plug point and your power and your light. So basically power supply and the item, you just plug it in between them, and that acts as a smart device in which you can operate with your phone and make sure that the appliances connected at the other end can be operated through your HomeKit. Again, that was AliExpress. My smart garage door opener is actually from Athom. So once again, Athom is from AliExpress, costed me like 30 New Zealand dollars, quite reasonable to convert my my garage door into a smart garage door. My Drivegate is a Remootio. The camera system I use is from Tapo, and as well as a generic hard disk based DVR setup. My doorbell is a Ring doorbell, and my security system is a Paradox alarm using the internet module IP150. As you can see, I've got a range of devices, and in this channel I'll be going step by step on setting everything up with you. And if you have any specific problems, I'll be happy to troubleshoot them and provide solutions where I can. Thanks again for watching this video. More videos coming up on choosing the best bridge, how to set up, which is the best and most suitable server, how can we set up various devices, and more tips and tricks coming along in this channel in the next few videos. I'll appreciate if you can please support my channel by liking and subscribing to it. Hopefully looking forward to sharing more and more videos with you guys. See you guys soon.